Back in the early 1980s, I traveled from California to New York City to try and become an actress and a model, mainly modeling. I wasn't sure I was a very good actress, but I thought I'm going to try my hand at modeling. So this is from a photo session that I did in New York City, and it's on a slide, and I just finished scanning a bunch of slides, and my thinking is that you know, I'm trying to downsize, right? And I don't have need for things like this anymore. And it's just taking up space, but I can't tell you how hard it is to actually throw these away. It's just a challenging thing to do, to throw away photos, you know? Even though, I scanned them, they're just not as good a quality as the originals. So that's a problem. Um, so this is a challenging thing, but I don't have any children, so I really don't have anybody to pass them down to. So it feels like they're mainly just for my benefit. And, I just had to make a difficult decision just now to throw these away. So this is going in the trash. All of these slides I just scanned, going in the trash. It's hard, but this is part of downsizing. This is a picture of me and my sister. She's a year younger than me, and my mom, who passed away last December, Louise. And this is my mom and me. Looks like we're at a farmer's market or something. I don't remember when or where this was taken. But in any case, I have all of my pictures that I own pretty much are whittled down to two like shoebox size boxes, and I have them organized, by year, relatives, the 50s, 60s. I was born in 1957, so it kind of starts in the 50s. We got the 80s. Let's see, what do we have for the 80s? Oh yeah, 1980s. There's my sister. Here's me doing one of those shots at the Glamour Studios. Oh my goodness. Look at that hair. Oh my God, I had so much hair. It's thinned out so much, and so it's so funny to see that I had so much hair. It looks so dark there too. It wasn't always that dark colored. It must have been in the middle of winter this picture was taken. And so then we've got the 90s, the 2000s, and on. So what I'd like to do, my goal, is to scan my favorites from these two boxes. It's going to take a long time. It's going to be a big job. I've kind of been putting it off for a long time. And get it down to just one box. And, like throw out duplicates and anything that's not just keep my absolute favorites in one box. So that's the goal, is to do that. Let's see the 1980s. Let's see what I can share. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. Kris Kristofferson just passed away recently too. Oh, this was at a party in Beverly Hills, and I got to take a picture with him. I just, spoke a few words with him, and I said, "Can I take a picture with you?" And he's like, "Sure." He was very nice. Let's see. Me and my boyfriend Nino from the 1980s, New York City. I went to New York from LA to try to do some modeling, and I met Nino at a nightclub. Nino was a multi-talented guy. He was a musician. He was a fashion designer. He was a poet, a writer, but he invited me to be in his band, and he taught me how to play a couple of instruments. Basically, he just taught me how to do his songs, and so I actually performed on stage with him. There's me in the background dancing around. I played a little bit of bass, and I played a little bit of the Casio keyboards, or little play keyboards, and I did backup vocals. And these were at clubs in New York City, like the Mud Club, and what were some other ones? Can't remember. CBGB's. We did some of the big ones. This is 1980s, mind you, so look at the big hair. I have my go-go boots on. Here's me playing bass in the band. We were called 911. So I didn't last very long in the band, but it sure was fun to do it. I really liked it. So yeah, 1980s. So I'll have to, carefully go through all these photos and really decide what I want to keep. You know, there is something about having actual photos to hold in your hand. I love the digital, but yet I also love prints, you know, to be able to hold pictures in your hand. I'm finding that when I digitize everything, I'm not getting to enjoy the photos as much because I don't really go online to look at them, you know. So there's something about actually having photos to hold in your hand that are really special to have. It's really special to have the printed photos. So that's why I want to go through and keep some of these. I'm not going to get rid of them all. I just can't do it. So that's my task. This is probably going to take several days, if not weeks. I don't want to rush myself through this process. It's important. But like I said before, you know, I don't have any kids to pass these down to. They're mainly just for my benefit. When I get old, I can look at myself and say, look at how young and beautiful you were. Of course, I'm kind of doing that already. Like, wow, you were so skinny, or wow, you were so gorgeous and you never knew it, or wow, you had really full lips back then, or a lot of hair. So anyways, it's good memories too in here, and those are, of course, the most precious of all. Other task that I'm tackling as well is I'm starting to go through all of my clothes and, you know, get rid of things that I don't wear much anymore or don't fit me anymore. And I kept things like this, like jeans, to try and sell on eBay. And then I have some other, like Anne Klein and, you know, some nice, a little more designer stuff that I'm going to try to sell as well on eBay and see if I can get any money for this. This is kind of tragic. I hate when you do something like this where you buy something kind of on a whim. I was at a festival, I remember, and I bought this hat on a whim, and it's a cool hat, but it just doesn't look right on me. You know, it was at a festival. I didn't have a good mirror. I was feeling rushed because I was with a friend, and the price was right, but it's suede. It's, you know, really nice. Like, what do they call this? Bolero or Panama hat? I don't know. But in any case, I'm going to try to sell this on eBay as well, see if I can get any luck there. So yeah, downsizing my clothes has been huge. I did pack up a huge bag and took it down to Goodwill, and that felt really good to lighten up my clothes. And now I'm doing a thing where I'm going through all of my clothes and trying to trying to make sure that I have matching sets, you know, like I don't want to have a pair of pants where there's no top that goes with it, or vice versa, you know, a top that has no pants. So I want to make sure I've got full sets of clothing, and then if I don't, either get something to match it or toss it. And I'm just going through my clothes to make sure that I really love everything that I have. And, you know, toss out anything that's been sitting in my closet and I just don't wear it anymore. It's funny how as you age, I'm finding, especially since I live alone, I'm wearing like one outfit for, 2 and 3 days. And so I'm just not wearing as many clothes anymore, in general, because I tend to wear the same thing. Just makes it simpler because I don't like washing clothes too much, waste of water and all that. So I'm just not wearing as many of my clothes. So I'm really trying to downsize a lot with that. And it's a challenge, but also very freeing. I love the feeling of lightening up my clothes. It's a great, great feeling. It's been a project I've been meaning to do for a long, long time. And it's funny, it's frustrating because I have some really nice clothes when I was smaller. And I've been hanging on to them like we all do, for years, thinking, okay, I'm going to get down to that size again. And keep waiting, ain't happening. And I'm like, okay, Victoria, no more. You're not going to get down to that size anymore. So just, give it up. You're older now. It's harder. Just get real. And I thought, yeah, okay, from now on, what I'm going to do is only buy pants that have a very comfortable waist that can expand or detract, or go smaller when I lose or gain weight. 'Cause I'm so tired of buying pants that never seem to fit right in my waist. So I'm looking for drawstring pants. But do you know how hard it is to find drawstring pants with no elastic? It's really hard because the elastic can be too tight and binding too. Although I suppose I could go for elastic pants that have a drawstring as well. I could get them really large, and then when I lose weight, if and when, then I could use the drawstring to tighten it up. That might be the ticket. So, anywho's, it's just an interesting process to downsize. I figure, this was good for me to do either way, whether or not I go out on the road full time or not. It's just a good task to do because I'm definitely, as you can see, my apartment, I'm too cluttered. I got too much stuff. This is a small apartment, and I've accumulated stuff over 60 years, and it's just time to really downsize. I live in these senior apartments, and there's a guy on the floor below me who is a real hoarder, and it's almost a fire danger because you can barely walk into his apartment. And so I'm obviously not at that level, but I still can't stand that I'm so cluttered here. So I need to downsize, and I love the feeling of organizing things and getting rid of what I don't need. So on I go. I am out on my balcony to my apartment. We're having such a gorgeous day today. This is my favorite kind of weather, where you have the blue cerulean skies and the white puffy clouds, and the light is just gorgeous. So I just love this kind of weather. Such a departure from yesterday, because yesterday we were having a lot of fog and rain and clouds. And it just put my back into a lot of pain. I always get a lot more pain when we have, when the barometric pressure goes, I forget which way, if it goes up or down, or just when it changes in general, I tend to get into just a lot more arthritic pain. So today I wasn't able to get much done yesterday because I was just in too much pain. But today my back is doing 10 times better, and so I'm able to get some work done today and work on some of these projects. Since it's such a gorgeous day, I was tempted to go out this morning or today and take a pretty drive to the coast, which takes 2, 3, 4 hours if I'm leisurely about it. But I'm proud of myself because I talked myself into, okay, no, you can't do that. This is your day off. It's Sunday. You need to tackle these projects that you want to start tackling. And so I started on the scanning of the photos today, which took several hours. It's a project I've been procrastinating on forever. And so it feels wonderful to finally get it done. And I'm thinking about trying to tackle more photos this afternoon if I have the energy. It was kind of hard to scan slides and negatives because you had to hold it up to the screen. I'm using an app called PhotoMine, and it's a pretty great app. It scans not only print photos but negatives and slides, and it does a fairly good job, but it was really difficult to hold the negative steady and not have the image come out blurry. So it was challenging to keep holding stuff up for a couple hours. And so I'm a little tired, so I'm not sure how much I can tackle more this afternoon. But one other project I'm already starting on is my balcony here to my apartment. I've been trying to get rid of stuff on here on the balcony. And so, I love my lounge chair that I have, and I sure would love to take it with me in my RV, but it takes up a lot of space, and I can't decide if that's something that I would want to bring since it takes up so much space, but I feel like I would really enjoy it, so I don't know. I'm not sure how, actually, if it would fit in my storage. It's kind of limited. This I think I will bring with me because it dries clothes. And like, for instance, I bought myself some new flannel shirts, and I love natural fabrics and cotton and, wool, cashmere, linens. But all of those things can shrink quite a bit. So I bought this, and like yesterday I got these new flannel shirts and I wanted to wash them, and so I washed them. But instead of putting them in the dryer where they shrink, I washed them in cold water. I put them on here, and they dried quite nicely. They're not as soft and fluffy as if they were in the dryer, but I think this still is a way to preserve the shirts and stuff from not shrinking. And this thing folds down really small, so this is really easy for me to bring with me on the RV. I also have a clothesline, and I can do that. I do not know what to do with this. Is actually a portable toilet, and it's a very good one. It's very comfortable. I used it when I was camping in tents and camping in my teardrop, but I don't need it anymore because I actually have a toilet in my rig. But I'm kind of thinking, again, this is when it's so hard to figure out what to keep and what not to keep, because you always think of those scenarios like, okay, what about if my bathroom on the RV stops working for some reason? Then I have nothing, and I don't want to be using a bucket or something. This thing was very comfortable. I always liked it. Now I can take the legs off, not off, but I can fold them in. It's just that they're really difficult to get in and out, so I just ended up leaving them out. But I would put them in and just maybe keep this for an emergency. I don't know. Maybe you guys can give me insight. The ones of you that have been on the road for a long time, do you think that there would be an emergency very often where I would need a portable toilet for an RV? I don't know. I got rid of a lot of my, planters and pots and stuff, but I got to get rid of those. I still have more camping stuff. Ooh, it rained yesterday, so it's kind of wet here. Yeah, so I got some camping stuff in there and more camping stuff down there, so I got to go through that. More camping stuff there. Again, I don't know whether to keep this. It's a wonderful little privacy tent that came in handy when I was camping, that I used for my toilet, that I have over there. But I don't know if I would need something like that anymore. I don't think so. This I'd probably keep. It's a small little table that folds down. Tarps, I don't know if I need to keep. Collapsible things. Not collapsible, you know, like this is what I used to clean my dishes in when I was camping. So I don't know. It's very hard, you know, to figure out, because I hate wasting money. I hate buying something, throwing it out, and then realizing, oh no, I need that item that I threw out. And that's happened to me for sure. So it's a little frustrating because I hate to be wasteful with my money. Okay. I do really want to drop some weight. I gained like nearly 15 pounds during the pandemic and after, and I haven't been able to take it off. And it's a funny thing how before I gained the 15 pounds, I felt like I was a huge person, you know. And then I gained 15 pounds and I realized, no, you weren't as big as you thought you were. It's just so funny how that works. It's the same thing with age, you know. You look at yourself with pictures when you were younger and you realize, why didn't I realize how gorgeous I was back then, you know? I just nitpicked myself apart, you know, and noticed all these things about myself that nobody else probably even noticed, you know. Just criticized myself, something awful. I once had a job where it was my duty to, the job was to sell and photograph family packages. I worked at a mall and I was in a photo studio and I had to sell these I had to first take the photos, the family photos, and then, you know, do my best to try to sell, you know, the biggest packages that we had. And almost every single time that I would pull out the photos, because we would do this fast printing process where we'd say to the customer, okay, we've taken the pictures, go walk around the mall, come back in an hour, and we'll have the pictures ready for you, and you can take these home today with you. And so what I was going to say is, like, what was so interesting to me is that almost 100% of the time, the women never, ever liked the pictures. And the main reason they didn't like them is they didn't like how they looked in the pictures. The fathers never said anything about how they looked. The children didn't complain about how they looked, but the mothers and the women always, every single time, just picked themselves apart. And I'm looking at them and I'm looking at the picture and I'm thinking to myself, you actually look better in these pictures than in real life. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it, you know? And we're just so critical of ourselves, and we'll like blow all out of proportion these things that we don't like about ourselves that 9 times out of 10 other people never even notice about us, but we blow it all out of proportion, you know? It's just the funniest damn thing. I've started this last week because I do want to drop some weight. I just know I'd feel a lot better physically, and I want to get prepared for the road and be in better shape and form. This intermittent fasting thing. And I've already, you know, I only started a few days ago, and I've already lost a pound doing it. And what I'm kind of liking about it is I feel like as long as I stick to the schedule of not eating between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., I can eat what I want during the day. So I had a terrible craving for some pasta, and I happened to be at this little farm yesterday, and they had this delicious egg pasta. And so I just had to buy it, and I'm enjoying it now for lunch. And so we'll see on the scale tomorrow if I lose any weight, but I'm kind of thinking that as long as I stick to my only eating between 10 and 6, that I should be good. We'll see. I can't help but think about when one transitions from their home or their apartment or whatever they're living in to a much, 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 much smaller space like an RV. I can't help but have thoughts about what I would miss. And this is one of them, which is my big TV. I've got this nice big 48-inch TV. And I love sometimes turning it on during the day like this to YouTube and then putting on a soothing video like this where I feel like I'm getting some soothing nature sounds and ambiance and so forth. So I love the big TV, and I can put up a fireplace or, you know, whatever. It's great. So I will miss my big TV. I have my home office over here. I will miss having a nice big office to work in, because I'm sure it's going to be much more cramped on the RV. So that's going to be a challenge. I, of course, would miss having a nice big kitchen like I have here. It's pretty cluttered, even though it's, you know, a fairly good sized kitchen. It's I've got it full of appliances and goodies, and just finished making lunch, so it's a little bit of a mess. But I will miss having all this counter space, cupboards, you know, huge refrigerator like this. I'm gonna miss that. Let's see, what else would I miss? I'd miss my big bathroom. Got a nice big shower, so I would miss this nice big roomy bathroom that I have. And I think the thing I will miss the most is my comfortable bed. I have this wonderful bed that I actually designed myself, in terms of I bought all the components to it separately and built this really super comfortable bed. And it's nice and big at a queen size. So I will miss the comfort of my bed, and I will miss the size of the bed as well. So, you know, that's going to be something I really miss. There's my little personal laptop where I have my little office there. Yeah, you know, it's really hard to think about. I'm pretty much reconciled myself to the fact that I probably, oh, a fly got in here, that I probably am going to have to get a small storage unit. I have a feeling I'll be able to get rid of the majority of my furniture, with the exception of my bed. That I am going to keep. But I just can't see myself getting rid of everything I have. I just can't do it. You know, I mean, it's just too difficult. Too many mementos and things like that. So I'm going to have a lot of boxes. I mean, I can't get rid of this print. I love this print. I can't do it. I can't get rid of this. This is something I've had since I don't know, 30 plus years, and I can't get rid of that. You know, there's so much that I don't see myself getting rid of. I have tons of jewelry. I'm not going to bring all this with me on the road. I mean, I inherited a lot of this from my mom, so it's sentimental, and I'm not going to, I'm just not going to. Now, I made some of these pieces. I'm kind of hoping to get back into jewelry making once I get on the road. I made this one. I made that one. My mom kind of taught me how to do it, so I thought it would be really fun to get out on the road again. I made this one. I love pendants. I made this one. I love stones. I love beads. So I want to bring some of my jewelry making stuff with me. So I was thinking, oh, I could set up a little table, you know, outside my rig and sell stuff, sell some jewelry, sort of fund my habit, fund my craft. That's another one I made there. I've never tried to sell my jewelry. My mom and I would do shows together, but it was always selling her jewelry, and so I never have sold my own, so I think it would be fun to do. A lot of these my mom made. I don't make too many earrings. I mainly make necklaces and bracelets, but my mom was really good at making earrings, so I have a ton of earrings. This is from my mom's collection. A lot of these are from her collection, so I'm not going to toss these things. I can't do it. I have it behind this picture of my mom and I when we went on the Napa Valley wine train together. We danced in we dressed in the vintage outfits and hats, and we had so much fun. So it's a nice little things. So yeah, I mean, it's really difficult to downsize and get rid of these things that, because at some point I hope to have a home again after, I'm traveling on the road. I don't see myself living in the RV forever. I just couldn't see myself doing that. So however long I last on the road, eventually I'm going to be in a home again. And, so I don't want to get rid of everything. My sister was on the road for 6 years in an RV with her husband, and they put most of their stuff, including a lot of furniture from their house, into storage. And they paid on that storage for the 6 years they were on the road. And when they finally got into a home again after getting off the road, my sister told me that she was very happy that she actually had access to all of her stuff again. It was like Christmas, and was so joyful, she said, to open the boxes again and remember the stuff that she had and go through it. She says it was absolutely worth it, to spend all that money all those years, to have all that stuff again. She says like a homecoming. So I'm keeping that in mind and not getting rid of everything. So this is my little small closet I have in my apartment here. As you can see, I wear a lot of blue. This is a new purchase, and I love it because I've been looking for something kind of florally. I've kind of got way too many plaid flannel shirts, and so I wanted something a little different, so I got this one. This is a Land's End, and I love it. And then I just purchased this one, which I really love this pattern as well. It reminds me of like an English floral botanical shirt. So it's nice soft cotton, and so I'm really excited about those purchases. I also found this chambray shirt also on eBay. I found a couple of really wonderful things on eBay. I'm super excited because I haven't really used eBay much as a source for new clothes, or new to me clothes. And lately I've been perusing it, and I'm amazed how much good stuff I'm finding. This is a Talbots, and that's a good brand, so I'm excited. I can wear that over this nice little Land's End shirt there. So I'm finding some wonderful things on eBay. So I'm kind of getting, like I said, I'm trying to come up with total outfits, make sure everything has something to go with it. And I've been wanting to upgrade my wardrobe for a long time anyways, and get stuff that I really love. I feel like for years I just never, ever, ever, ever spent any money on wardrobe stuff. I never felt like I looked good in anything. And I just kept thinking, I'm going to lose weight, but reality is setting in. I may not. So I might as well just go ahead and purchase things that I really love. So, this is a cute little dress that I got. Really good for the summer weathers because it's sleeveless. Up here I have, in here is a cashmere sweater that I invested in. Like I said, I love natural fabrics, and this one is a nice wool sweater. This is another, okay, let me show you something here. I love quality. That is something that my mother taught me, because back in the day, of the 30s, 40s, 50s, or whatever, they didn't own a lot of stuff, but what they owned was high quality, and there was a mantra of not having so much stuff, but having, what you have be high quality. And my mom learned that. She also was reading her diary, and she worked for this wealthy woman, and this woman kind of taught her as a child about the value of having quality items, like you don't have to have a whole bunch, just invest in a few good pieces. And so I am just so happy. I saw this sweater on a website called the Vermont Store, and it's a sweater that is made in Ireland, and it's made out of the super soft merino wool. Well, it was $130 $60 on this website, the Vermont store. But I managed to find this on eBay. I think it was eBay. Maybe eBay or the other one. What's the other one? Poshmark. It's called Shannon Woolen Mills. They're a company out of Ireland, made in Ireland. And it is the softest merino wool I've ever experienced. And so I got this off of eBay, brand new, with the tag. I think it had the tag, for $57. So I saved $100. You know, and I got this wonderful quality sweater. It goes down low. It's like mid-thigh. It's the color that I love. And it's just as soft as could be. I was reading that these patterns go back, you know, to ancient times. They have meaning, these patterns and so forth, and the Irish lore. I have some Irish in me. I did my DNA testing and found out I do have some Irish and English, a lot of English in me. So, you know, it's meaningful to have something like this. This is a piece that I think I would keep for the rest of my life, as long as I take care of it, you know. So I'm storing it. I understand that I learned that when you have cashmere and wool, you need to store it with some lavender or cedar or both, and so I've got lavender in there. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way. I was storing some cashmere, and I didn't store it with anything, and sure enough, the moth started eating a little hole in it, and that was so upsetting because, you know, cashmere is not cheap. But yeah, it's really exciting to get some pieces that I really love, and I'm going to love on the road. You know, I could see myself wearing this, you know, some chilly morning and going outside and sipping on my coffee and taking in the gorgeous views and wearing my beautiful sweater.